You can stop vertigo from coming back with this simple thing added to your diet. We're going to talk about what it is, how you get it, and how to get rid of it permanently so it doesn't come back. Many people who have vertigo can have it fixed and then they keep having reoccurring episodes and it just keeps coming back. So with this simple vitamin, you can stop vertigo from coming back. Vertigo is just a symptom of dizziness or a sensation that you feel that you are spinning when you're not. Sometimes it can be barely noticeable, just a tiny bit spinning, or it could be very severe, as in you may fall down and totally lose your balance. There are many different kinds of vertigo and many different ways that might set on a vertigo, such as you've had a surgery in your inner ears or you have been through an accident. Many things can bring it on, but we're going to be talking about the vertigo called BPPV, which is the most common kind of vertigo that's not related to having a surgery or something like this. It's called benign proximal positional vertigo, but most people call it BPPV. Now, it's not contagious, it's not dangerous, and it can be prevented and cured. The most dangerous part about it is it makes your life difficult and it's really hard to do things when you feel like falling all the time. This is the worst part about it. What's believed to happen is that there are crystals in your ears, which are calcium crystals. They're little deposits of calcium that built up in your canals in your ears. And when these get moved or dislodged into a wrong position, then you get these feelings of dizziness. This has happened to me, and I find this to be very true. Before I go into the vitamin, I wanted to share with you a little story. I was moving into a temporary house, and this house that we moved into, it was like a basement, and it did not have any windows. And I spent most of my time here. I did not go outside much, maybe one time a week. And when I did go out, I was covered mostly from head to toe, so not very much skin exposure to the sun. And I was in this house for at least 6-7 months. And during this time, I started getting these extreme dizzy spells. It didn't happen right away. It started happening maybe 3 or 4 months after we had moved here. And it was very bad. I was just laying in the bed and not even moving, and I'd have such severe dizzy spells come on that I felt like I couldn't move if I wanted to, and the whole room was just spinning. And it happened several times, and we did go to the doctors about it, and they just gave me some pills, and I went back home, and it didn't work, and I decided to try on my own. You can do this maneuver. It's called the Epley maneuver. And I'll leave a link to how to do this in the description box. You guys can go and check it out. But this is very effective, and most people do this Epley maneuver, which you can do in your bed. And you just lay down flat and use a pillow and support your back. And if you go watch the link, you can see how the maneuver is done. And I did this maneuver for several days, and then it was completely gone. And I was very happy. I thought maybe it was gone for good. And it was gone for one month. I'll say it's gone for a month. And then I got it again. Now, at this time, we had moved again to a different house. This house that we moved to was filled with windows, huge windows in every single room. And it was very sunny. I didn't even have to go outside. There was so much sun. And I got that spinning episode one more time. And I did the Epley maneuver and it stopped. It has never come back for over a year and a half, and it's never come back again. Now, what happened that made it go away completely now? The Epley maneuver is really good for getting it to clear the crystals and move them out of the canal. But what keeps them from forming and going in there in the first place? This is the part that you want to cure and get rid of. So what happened was that my vitamin D levels were so low because I was in that house with no windows for 6 months and didn't get hardly any vitamin D at all. Very deficient. And when I had moved to the new home, there was so much sun and light, and I could go out, and the yard had lots of sun. It took me a little while, but I didn't take any supplements, and I didn't change my diet, but I did expose myself to much more sun. And within a few months, my levels were back up to where they should be, and I had never gotten vertigo again. Some of the reasons that it works so well is because vitamin D helps with your calcium absorption in your body. And when you're not having the calcium absorbed properly, these little crystals can form in your ear canals. Interesting too, there's several studies done on this showing that this is true, that vitamin D deficiency does play a role in having vertigo episodes. So that's why you get these calcium deposits in your ears, usually because you're not getting the right vitamin D levels to help with the absorption and deposit of calcium in the right places in your body. Interesting here too is people who have osteoporosis are more prone to be getting BPPV. And of course that has to do with calcium and absorption and vitamin D. They also are more likely to get hearing loss. So depending on your environment, maybe your clothing, how much sun you get, pollution in the air, the weather, your age, obesity will depend on how much vitamin D you can maybe absorb from the sun naturally, or if you need to get a vitamin D supplement to help you out. And in all the studies that I've researched, all of them who have taken the vitamin D supplements, they never got BPPV or any form of vertigo after that. And almost all cases were in remission. So it's a very easy fix to just get some vitamin D, which is your body's way of telling you you need to have some nutrients. So go ahead and try it. Check with your doctor on if you need to take supplementation. I'll leave a link below for some good vitamin Ds that you could get. When you're taking vitamin D, it's also good to be taking vitamin K along with it. So make sure you get a supplement that has vitamin K with it, or that you just get both of them. This again will help with the absorption and with all the minerals going where it needs to go. And you should take vitamin D to K at about a 10-to-1 ratio. Or if you want to, just try the sun. It worked very well for me, and I hope it works for you. Please subscribe and leave a comment down below if you've experienced vertigo and how you have solved it. And I'll see you next time.